Well, just about to watch the footy, but I was on my big screen. I've got it on. I can't get the set-top box through my projector, probably because of macrovision protection or something. But is it over there? My projector. Where is it? There. So I just got on 7 Plus on the web page, and it works just as well. So it's pretty cool. You can watch the footy through 7 Plus. Anyway, I was just having a thought before. I was talking to a friend and about how sometimes you put things online and everyone gets a shock and they'll jump down your throat, and it's like, oh, you're crazy and all this, oh, everything you're saying is, not the norm, and oh, it's not what we think, and but who's to say what's the norm anymore? We've been through this climatic sort of change in the world with technology and mobiles and computers and just the freedoms and all the sexual liberation of pornography and everything really changing a hell of a lot in the last. None of this was around when I was growing up in the 80s. There was just a few little computer games you'd get. So, and now everyone's glued to computers, TVs, phones all day and night. It's basically all people are really doing when they're having a little break between to go for a run, or get somewhere. Then they're behind their screens again. So who's to say they're living in reality? It's a touchy line now. What's real and what's not? Because the things I talk about are just my hopes and dreams for the future. Really, that's all it really is. When I talk about heaven, it's my hopes and dreams for the future, for my spirit, my soul. When I talk about building spaceships and becoming Superman, and I'm talking about evolution. I'm talking about real things. Real things that matter in the future. Not, oh gee, let's kick a footy round and that's reality. Some people's lives revolve around kicking a footy through a goalpost. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's good entertainment. But who's to say what I'm doing isn't more important than what even these footballers are doing? And they're worshipped throughout the whole world as, great athletes and all this stuff. And just as an example, it's in front of me, but say anything else. Maybe medicine's not important. Maybe we don't need medicine. Maybe our bodies support themselves. We just don't realise it because we're dependent on other people. People say, you're crazy. You need medicine. I need Panadol for my headaches. It's like, maybe you're just tired. You need to go rest. You're doing too much, Maybe that's all it is. Maybe you don't need your gallbladder out. Maybe you don't need treatment for cancer. Maybe you just need to rest and let your body recuperate. But no, you're out doing the same thing, smoking, drinking, taking drugs. What do you expect your body to do if it's not used to these things, I was saying today how our bodies over the centuries and over millennia get used to taking certain substances. Like, say you've never had breast milk before or cow's milk, all of a sudden you have it for the first time, you're going to have a reaction because your body's not used to it. It'll see that as a toxin or a foreign object and try and get it out of your skin and out of your body, and you'll end up with rashes. And this is how allergens happen, allergies and all sorts of problems. I was talking to my friend from Sydney about it today, and so when you look at my videos and you think, oh, you're crazy, you're talking about Superman, and think about where animals have come from, where humans have come from, and the link between that, the evolutionary stages, and what we are to an animal is like a god, and what an animal is to an insect is like a god, and maybe what we become to humans is like a god or something. So that's just my opinion on all that. We're created in God's image, and that maybe we become Superman. And I think of it into the future, and I think I'm dreaming it and doing it already in a way without consciously being awake to it yet or aware of it. I'm actually out there doing God's work all the time, and whether I'm here in body, this body is just a little angel, really. It's left behind, and my spirit of Christ in heaven. That's my soul is in heaven. Where there's no physical flesh in heaven because it's eternal. You live there forever, so your soul can exist in heaven forever. But my body here is just, my soul's so big I can support my soul in heaven or wherever. I could be a million life forms, and that might be an evolutionary step to a greater consciousness or a greater. I might link up all this one day and just be one broad, expansive consciousness throughout the universe, and maybe that's important for some reason, And there's all these things we think about all the time. Why we look at things, and who's looking at what, and we're always thinking of these things growing up, and people don't ever question it and wonder where it goes. And I'm the sort of person that wonders about these things and how movies can come to life and how I can make them the right way for myself. And that's why I got rid of evil out of my life, and my soul and spirit and everything went to heaven. And I sort of birthed this Superman to protect that as well. And anytime any problem arises that threatens heaven, my Superman goes and does work. And that's just how I think about my soul. It's so big now; it can be a million different things at once. So it's not a broad leap from just believing you can give birth to someone. I mean, how crazy is that? You can inject someone with a sperm and out pops a baby out of someone's vagina. It's like, imagine before that, the thought of that happening when you just a worm or something. It's like, fuck me, how do you do that? That's incredible. That's crazy. But just think about it first before you persecute people and think they're wrong or think they're stupid or think they're crazy. Think about where you're at. Maybe you're just sitting around on a phone all day. Are you crazy just because you're obsessed with apps and pornography and sitting around, wondering who's going to email you all day and just spending 5 hours a day, 2 minutes a day doing anything meaningful, and 10 hours a day just sitting on your phone or listening to music all day on your headphones or something, What are people doing these days? Does it really matter to anyone? Or, who's doing the meaningful stuff, the stuff that matters? It might be me. So I might be leading you all somewhere better and everyone else has sort of given up. You just wouldn't know. I mean, you look at TV, are these people happy? They're all acting, and that's what we're watching all day is probably miserable people acting happy. Or, you don't know. You don't know what reality is because we're all separated from it by these machines. So, think about things before you judge people.